Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to be speaking on behalf of an actual company as a representative in Africa. So I won't get into everything was covered, and we had a lot of powerful speakers here. So the company that I'm speaking about, and I think we give the pamphlets to everybody on their area, is called the East Minerals. East Minerals is actually it has the head office here in Virginia, just a few minutes away, about 6 minutes from here. We're a US-based company, and have built the foundation of responsibility, sustainability, and deep commitment to develop Somalia and Africa in general. I want to present you an opportunity with the U.S. strategy that offers economical potential. And the reason I want to talk about this is a unique perspective in Africa. We're talking about an African investment directly, but now we're talking about collaboration in both continents in sync together. And the way we wanted to do it is very uniquely present it to you of what we offer directly and on who we are. We hold an extensive mining concessions in Somalia, spanning about 9,650 square kilometers. This is strategically important region is rich diversity and minerals. And talking about Somalia is strategically located in an area where it connects the whole world. Thinking about the Middle East, think about Indian Ocean and all of the prospective trade marks within the world, and it connects everything together. Our flagship concession is valued, one of the concessions is actually valued about 12 billion USD. So now we're talking about specific business which has an opportunity that could actually get bigger as we get more investors come in to our boat and work with us. The broader portfolio includes about 86 concessions, reserves, and we have lithium. I know we talked about a lot of metals in Africa and minerals. Thank you. We have gemstones, we have precious metals, and some of the things that I want to touch base on is when we talk about lithiums, essentially electrical vehicle batteries is one of the things that, in futuristic speaking, it's already started that kind of foundation, and we have an opportunity to produce that and able to process it within here in your backyard and able to take it to the market. So we want to have a complete supply chain. I know we talked about logistics, nightmare in Africa, East African, but these are the areas of opportunities that we're going to be looking at in the future, and then work together with a lot of partners in order to improve that turnaround time where the actual raw material is being processed, and then we bring it in as quickly as possible to the market. We're talking about the precious metals like gold, silver, platinums, gemstones, to cover a few. And one of the things that you might ask yourselves is why Eastman Minerals is a strategic asset. And we're designed it in such a way where the American ownership to ensure U.S. control in the vital resources and mitigating. And when we talked about so many things about Africa with regards to having and issues with sustainability, but also an opportunity where you have a transparency, right? And this is, we need to tweak that a little bit and give you that opportunity. The economic benefits back to U.S. We have a high value resources, single congestions, as I was talking about, with the worth about 12 billion, but potential also within the portfolio to create significant investment opportunities as a seed. So we're not looking for actually to someone who's just going to come in and to drop some money for us. We want partners who have the technical background, someone who can be able to help us, who knows how to able to get the seed investors in our portfolio and work with us. Our strategy is advancing exploration, which basically means comprehensive geological surveys and explorations, fully assessed values with the mineral resources. We have done some visibility and resource modeling ourselves, and we know what we have currently. The reason why we're here again, we're going back to that partner, U.S. investor. We're talking about a little bit of social responsibility. We believe strongly that we want to invest back to our communities. I know the King talked about it. I know a lot of you have touched based on the opportunities that we have with Africa, where our young men don't have an opportunity to work in their own land. We want to change that strategy. We want to work closely with the communities that we serve and creating jobs for them, and also giving them an opportunity to be involved within the area. We will be investing back in terms of infrastructure within those communities specifically that we serve by creating roads, investing in education, and also building partnership with schools outside in terms of higher education, so we could have people who are self-sustained in their own land. We have a lot of opportunity, and this government have talked about a lot about, not supporting Africa in terms of aid, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for a partnership, kind of switching the gear a little bit to the direction that they wanted to go, but giving them an opportunity to work with us, so where they invest and we all win, and we don't float young people, brain drains that are happening in Africa. We know all of those issues. Beyond mining development in Somalia. So I'll talk about Somalia a little bit. I know we talked about Benin, a very great country. I know the doctor was talking about Zambia and inviting all of us to go to Zambia, but Africa is widespread, and we talked about South Africa in terms of having the infrastructure and being the leader that have done great things, but in Somalia is a little behind. And the elephant of the room is we have some opportunities in terms of security. So the area that we operate is northern Somalia, which has basically has been transitioning in a normal presidentials on their own, as a region that is expected to be not part of the southern Somalia. This area is the area that we're going to be working on. So in terms of security, I could assure you that this area is very similar to where we live in right now in the United States. It's not going to be that much of a difference, even though the accessibility is there. The areas that we want to improve alongside with our investors, and once we start working with them, is the infrastructure development again, with the net profit that came out, about 10% back into the community, educational skill training, community development, environmental conservations will implement on environmental sustainability within the country, and be a part of the peace and security. In that region has a lot of opportunities with the battles of different perspectives in the area. So we want to be a part and invest on that. Why this matter is to the U. Why is it important, this matter, to the U.S. audience is what you would ask. Somalia overall, Somalia are often overshadowed with negative perceptions. We're no different from any other African country, but we have also, we're a little behind in terms of development on our own land. We have a lot of people, when you talk about Somalia, have their mindset into the pirating and talk about every other issues that we know of, but we want to change that linguistic and able to give an opportunity for everyone to be invited and be a part of this move in Somalia forward. We have also left some pamphlets on your area, so if you feel like you want to ask any questions about that, we'll be more than happy to ask. But in closing, and I don't want to take so much time, and I'm following up with a lot of powerful speakers around, I just want to reassure you, the Eastman Minerals are not just a mining company. We're catalyzing the positive changes in Somalia. We believe by working together, harnessing the country's fast minerals wealth responsibility and invest in its possible infrastructure, we can create a brighter future for Somalia, a future where economic growth happens, where opportunities are taken, and improvement qualities of life are the reality for all Somalians. I'm going to post a little bit and give everybody an opportunity to ask about Somalia specifically, but also in East Minerals, because I'm more concentrated on the company itself. It's a different point of view, but that's something I'm interested. So if you guys have any questions with regards to Eastern Minerals, thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Okay.
Right here. What I like about East Minerals is what we're attempting to do, and I think that's incentive, more of incentive, even though that you brought the elephant in the room in the area of security, but we have to go over the security because people still going over there, even with no security and making millions, and but also the corporate social responsibility is incredibly important. That what you're promoting is, as we dig these minerals, which are multi-million dollars that we bring out, but a segment of that, portion of that, will go to social responsibility. Is that correct?
That is absolutely correct, and we believe in it. Building our community, and once you do a sustainability, and people, if we're all the same, everybody wants a secure place to live. We want to be able to earn, whether you live in rural areas like yourself, or you live in urban areas. You need security, you need sustainability, you need a bright future for yourself, where the children don't just spend a time to think about going to another country. And we, unfortunately, it becomes an overload if you don't invest within the area that people live. Now you're creating an issue for everybody around you, not only your neighbors, but around crossing the borders. And I know all of you guys see the crossing of people fast. Closing yesterday, I think it was a great example when the south of the border was closed with the people that are crossing all the time to come in here, right? The reason they're coming here because they're chasing an opportunity, an economical opportunity, some of them, and it's not their fault. It is mostly within the regions that they live in, not creating opportunity for themselves. So we believe in not immigration, it's keeping people within our communities and building lives for them so they could reconnect. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And we appreciate your time, and I thank everyone, and we'll connect later on one-to-one. All right.